Posted by you/top_professional_69. My boss suspended me for his negligence, so I ruined his life. For a little context, I work at a vape shop which is already in a rough space due to regulations and laws the government is putting on us. Due to this, we were well aware that certain products we sold/made were highly illegal and enforceable at any time. I, 25M, have been working at my job for a little over a year and a half. The owner of the company is the one who hired me, and she was the biggest sweetheart in the world. Unfortunately, she was forced out of her company by her son. He is the type of person who believes that he is always right, and if you don't agree with him, he will completely ignore you or fire you. He literally forced his mom into retirement by threatening to unalive himself and continues to use that card every time she even says she wants to come visit. Last winter we had a massive snowstorm. Getting to work was rough, but we were told that we had to come anyway. We get there and the snow isn't plowed from the parking lot because he didn't want to pay the guy to do it, so we had to. Due to the lot being absolutely massive, we couldn't get it all done in time for us to help customers. As they came and went, we noticed the snow being patted down into the ground and essentially turning into a slip and slide. Of course, he didn't do anything about it and asked me and another coworker to clear all the garbage out of the other side of the building. When I did, I slipped and hurt myself. I didn't file for workers' comp but told them I'd need to rest myself while at work. The next shift I sat almost the entire shift, and because I couldn't do anything I sat on my phone, only to get up to help customers. The next day my manager tells me he got out of a meeting with the owner's son, and I was suspended for a week, 5 shifts. As I'm a college student and rent an apartment and have car payments, I couldn't afford to lose 5 days of pay. I marched into his office and laid it out that either he fires me so I can collect unemployment or unsuspend me. He told me neither was happening and that he was going to use me as an example to the rest of the employees. I was pissed and cursed him out. He doesn't like confrontation, so he shortened my suspension to get me out of the office. He then treated me poorly and singling me out for everything everyone else also does, but I was the only one being punished. Then comes the fact that he wanted to reconcile by forcing me to do handyman work around the place and didn't give me the tools, equipment, or training to do or use any of these objectives. This was the tipping point for me. The revenge. Due to being constantly singled out, I came to learn that everyone else was unhappy with this fact. I learned all the dirty little secrets about the company, including illegal products, labor violations, tax violations, etc. I used these secrets that I learned to call multiple government agencies, FDA, OSHA, Dole, and report him by name. First, OSHA came and did an inspection on my day off. He told everyone they only cited him for a small violation, and he was good other than that. I was obviously angry at that, but a few weeks later I got a packet in the mail telling me he got cited for everything and he was getting massive fines. I then get called into the office again with the manager who told me I was suspended. He proceeded to tell my manager that he was getting demoted for not writing me up more and that I was no longer getting my raise until I fixed my attitude. This of course was right after he said, "I don't care that you called OSHA." This little act is known as retaliation, which is illegal to do to people who called a protected agency like OSHA. He refused to even look at me at this point because if he did anything that would imply he was punishing me for calling OSHA, I would have a lawsuit to destroy him. Now to today, another day off for me, and I get a text from a coworker at 11 a.m. That message was "FDA is here. The manager quit and it's crazy." The FDA and IRS came rolling in full force in black trucks/SUVs. They came in and raided the place, seizing all illegal products and all the paperwork pertaining to the business. They're still there as I write this, so hopefully there will be more to come, but knowing how this works out, in most cases I won't have a job much longer and will be on unemployment. TLDR, my boss punished me for hurting myself at work, so I called a bunch of government agencies on him and probably got all of his businesses shut down. Now on to update 1. The ATF also showed up. They confiscated all the house-made juices. We apparently don't have a manufacturing license. None of us knew this, and that means we may no longer be able to sell products. The IRS showed up because there's a possible cause for an investigation into tax evasion. As I learn more I will continue to update. Now on to update 2. It seems as though through talks with the lawyer the son decided to actually take the heat for all of it and is going to have to pay massive fines and is possibly looking at jail time. He likely won't ever be able to get a manufacturing license for the rest of his life, and they said essentially that he won't be able to open any new businesses. I know he had 2 new locations rented out and in the process of opening, and those are never going to happen now. They're raiding his other business today, and it's going to be interesting considering that if he doesn't have the paperwork for that business it could lead to much more jail time. So as of right now, even though my job isn't shutting down yet, his other business is getting raided. He can't open the 2 locations that he's put a shit ton of money and time into, and he's going to be fined all he's worth and possibly go to jail. We'll continue to update. Now on to the last story. Posted by u/Chowder Jr. 25. AITA for telling my girlfriend to stop competing with a ghost? Some context. My 25M father, deceased, studied to be a chef but life got in the way and had to do something else, but he kept his cooking skills. Every Saturday or Sunday, he prepared us a 5-course meal for the family. We, family, are not that good, but we get together at least 2 times a month and cook some of the dishes that he used to prepare for us. My GF, 26F, also likes to cook, and she is very good at it. She has been part of said tradition, as a guest, and knows the many plates my father made for us. Now, for the past 6 months she has invited me to eat at her house. She has made every said plate. I didn't find it strange at the beginning, but after a couple of times, every time that she asked me how it was, no matter how much I tell her that it was very good, she somehow ends up dissatisfied with my answer. I have asked her what the issue was but got no answer. A few days ago, she made my favorite dish and dessert. After I basically stuffed my face, she asked me how it was, and I told her it was freaking delicious. She started with how delicious? I answered her with 30 different ways of delicious and she was still not satisfied. Then she asked the question, better than your dad's? And I understood why she was not satisfied. This is what I said to her and what possibly makes me the asshole. Please don't do that because I will never compare the two of you. Your food is delicious, I eat half a pot in one sit of how good it was. But if you want me to tell you that you are better than my old man, I'm sorry but it won't happen, and it's not because of the level of your cuisine but for the mere fact that you are not my old man. You're good on your own right. I look forward to eating your food just as much as I did every weekend. He cooked for us. He's gone. Please stop competing with a ghost because you're fighting a losing battle. She ended up kicking me out and things have been icy between us. Now on to the edit before the update. I never thought this would get this much attention. I will give you more information to make things clearer. 1. She never met my father. We met 2 years after he passed away. 2. Neither my family has compared her food or my brother's partners to our fathers or anyone. Our grandma, Dad's mother, did that, to us not them, and we made her cut it out because we know it's just plain rude. 3. When we get together, we're not babbling about our father, we know it would be a drag. We catch up about what we're doing while someone cooks. If one of them brings a dish, we happily eat it. 4. If there's something we can be wrong when we go to Mom's house, it's that we don't let them cook, Mom's request. My brothers or I are the ones who do it, and we do it because we have many mannerisms from our father. Although we are not him, it's like he is here. If they want to help, we let them help, but we are mainly in charge. We mostly cook what our fathers used to prepare, but we also do other things. 5. If one of them invite us to their place, we all happily go and eat whatever they prepare because they're also very good at it. 6. Lastly, we are planning to talk later today or tomorrow to clear things up and move from there. Now on to the update. AITA for telling my girlfriend to stop competing with a ghost? I posted a few weeks ago and I got requests for an update, so here it is. I spoke with my ex-GF the day after I made the post. The first thing she did was to apologize for her behavior. A stern talk from her parents and also from her therapist made her realize that she was acting out of pure jealousy. She told me that she was going to have 2 sessions a week and suggested couples therapy. We talked more in depth, and I decided to not break up with her for the moment. I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, and my life was already hectic with work. I wanted to wait to be in a better headspace. We communicated only through calls and messages, but we were on standby until new information came to light. A few days ago, one of my brothers called me for a work consultation and have dinner with them. During dinner they asked me how things were going, and I told them that we were talking more but things were still on the fence. That's when my Sil told me something that happened between them. Sils get together once a week and my ex was included. She said that months ago, just before her behavior started, my ex suggested to them about taking over our family dinners. I'm not talking about them cooking that day or they are hosting the dinner at their houses. No, I'm talking to completely erase the whole thing. Sils refused and told her that the dinner was important for them too. They like it, and if she had a problem, to talk to me. My ex-GF still tried to push the idea a few more times until my Sils got tired and stopped inviting her to hang out with them and stopped talking with her, but they stayed civil. I talked with my other Sils that night and they confirmed the whole thing. The next day I called my ex-GF telling her that we needed to talk. We met at her parents' house, and I went straight to the point. I told her that I found out what she tried to do, she confirmed, and I broke up with her. Now on to a couple of comments. Posted by Nose Cone. Not only are you NTA, but you handled this whole thing remarkably well. Even though her reaction to your initial statement was way over the top, I thought the statement itself was great. It was measured and explanatory, not angry. And since then, you really tried to give her the space and chance needed to prove herself, but when new information came to light, you were direct and decisive. Kudos to you. You're a very mature 25-year-old. Posted by the Blackest Heart. Good call, Op. She sounds absolutely nuts. Who is jealous of someone's dead father? Then tries to outshine them and replace them? What in the hell is wrong with her? The fact that she's in so much therapy and wants to drag you into even more is not a good sign. She needs to work on herself and get more balanced before she dates anyone. You are far better off without her. There's a girl out there that will adore your family, love these dinners and be happy to be a part of them. Little Pretty Paws responded with, just wanted to add that there is nothing wrong with being in therapy, it should never be seen as a negative. It means that you are actively getting help for your issue, and that is generally worth praising. But yeah, this girl is very toxic. Posted by A Stark Among Wolves. Your ex has some serious issues. What a strange thing to compete about, try to control and risk losing a relationship over. You dodged a very controlling person. Of course, it goes without saying, you are NTA,